Okay, we are back, I think. Are we back?
I'm here.
Oh, we're back. Yes, there we are. This is going to be a very interesting session. I am going to host it for like the next 40 seconds, and then I'm actually going to join the panel. And why am I joining the panel? I actually requested to join this panel. This topic is super important to me. It has been super important to me for the longest time, and that is how do we prove the impact of a printed piece? And certainly direct mail 2.0 is one of the tools and technologies that makes that happen. Morgan is the Morgan, I don't have your title in front of me all of a sudden for some reason. There you are. Is the Senior Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Direct Mail 2.0. I also want to give a shout out to Bradley, who is the CEO of Direct Mail 2.0, has just been tremendous partners of the Printerverse for a long time. And I'm thrilled that you're joining us here. And I'm actually going to turn over hosting duties of this session to you.
Thanks, Deborah. I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to be a part of this event. And I honestly have to say, I've been tuning in pretty much all day, and I'm super impressed at a comprehensive group of talented individuals, solid content, the delivery, the platform. I mean, really just outstanding. So I can't imagine how much work went into this. So I just wanted to personally thank you, Deborah, for all of your efforts and really just for everything you do for the industry as a whole. Thank you. But a little bit about Direct Mail 2.0. Our sole purpose is to make direct mail the most effective form of marketing by integrating it with cutting edge technology. And currently we have a 14 technology marketing automation platform with a real-time reporting dashboard, because tracking and proving the efficacy of mail and showing that reporting is so important. And that all integrates into direct mail campaigns to track, show attribution, and lift the response rate of mail about 23 to 46% for pennies per mail piece. And we are known for having one of the most comprehensive solutions for omni-channel enhanced mail campaigns, and printers white label and reseller platform to add value to their clients' direct mail campaigns and acquire new mail business by offering something above and beyond ink on paper. So basically, we are all about making mail more effective on numerous fronts for print mailers, marketers, and the industry as a whole. And I have the pleasure of having an esteemed panel today to speak to how technology improves mail and adds value for printers, one of which is the one, the only, Deborah Korn. And I also have two of our resellers on. And our first panelist is Alex Fechner. He's the Director of Business Development and part owner of Advertisers Printing. Alex, you want to tell us just a little bit about Advertisers Printing?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Morgan, and Deborah. Thank you for having me on. Alex Fechner, Advertisers Printing, St. Louis, Missouri. Been in business for 100 years. I'm the fourth generation to come into the company. Been with the company for 15 years. Director of Sales and Business Development. And how I became partners with DM 2.0 was, ran into him at the printing shows, and, being a younger guy in the industry, I saw it and it just made sense, because I knew that there was a lot more you could be doing with your direct mail, and I knew it was going to give me an edge against my competition. So roughly 40 million pieces of mail per year, and hoping to grow that a bunch next year.
That's awesome. 100 years in business, a very remarkable accomplishment. So I don't know if you've seen some of Alex's marketing content that they've been pushing out on LinkedIn, but it's pretty solid stuff. So, and then next we have Brandy Smale. She's a marketing consultant and owner of Colorworks. Brandy, you want to tell us a little bit about Colorworks?
Sure. And I did want to thank you both for allowing me to be here today. It's really exciting to be able to share how we've been able to integrate digital and these new technologies into our company, because it's just made worlds of difference. What's interesting is both Alex and our company as well, is 100 years this year. We celebrated.
Really?
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely
Wow.
crazy. Yeah, we just posted on LinkedIn. I think it was last week we had the celebration. So the ownership is, thank you. Yes, we made it. And that was not without a lot of reinventing. And direct mail 2.0 was a huge part of that. But we're an integrated marketing company, which means that we can handle everything from copy and design all the way through to print and mail. And as Deborah was saying, don't say no to the client. That's really enabled us to evolve that all our product offerings cover just about anything in marketing, I like to say, other than TV or radio. So other than those two things, we're able to handle projects for our clients.
Phenomenal. Thank you, Brandy. And then last but not least is Deborah Korn, Intergalactic Ambassador to the Printerverse for Print Media Center. Deborah, you want to tell us a little bit about Print Media Center?
Sure. Thank you so much. Just very quickly, I provide printspiration and resources to print marketing professionals around the world. And one of the conversations I have all the time is proof. What is the proof that print works? And so I'm just so honored that you allowed me on this panel, because Direct Mail 2.0 is proof that print works with the right message, the right campaign at the right time with the right recipient. You need more than just technology on mail, to get a response to it. But certainly, at the end of the day, people want to understand what they got from that spend. And there was a time where, well, how many people called the 1-800 number today? And what if that mail was delayed and you don't know if they're calling it, on a certain day, or they got somebody else's mail? So I'm just really super excited to be here. So thank you for the opportunity.
Well,
I'm going to host your session for you in like 2 seconds.
Amen. I like what you said, that it has to have all the right components of an effective mail campaign, because we're not miracle workers, but we do enhance mail campaigns. So, but today's session is the next frontier of digital mail technologies that connect printers to revenue and customers to results. So this will be a discussion about the advantages of adding technology to direct mail and the benefits of doing so to make mail more effective, attractive, and sticky, and the ancillary benefits that come with that, such as driving revenue while lifting the response and results of mail campaigns. Now, this session will be purely educational, but if anybody is interested in learning more about our company, I will be hosting a demo in the breakout session right after this. Okay, so let's go ahead and kick this off. I'll start with you, Brandy. What does digitally enhanced mail or digital mail mean for your printing services? And when and why did you decide to introduce this type of omni-channel offering into your organization? And what has it done for your company from a revenue and growth perspective?
Well, we started back in 2021. So at that time, we were already realizing for a good period of time that we really needed to differentiate ourselves from other print providers and marketing providers. So we had started down the path of being specific in some verticals, for instance, credit unions, senior living, other financial institutions. So in specializing that way, that gave us our initial edge, but we realized that we needed to go one step further. And that was by adding the digital onto the direct mail so that we could really show attribution to the campaigns that we were running for our clients. Previous to that, we were doing digital separately. I'll say it's traditional digital because, which is really a misnomer, but digital was kind of over here and it was separate and apart from direct mail. So we really wanted to be able to combine that and show that attribution for direct mail. So it was kind of a no-brainer for us to do that after taking that step of specializing in a vertical. This was just that next step. And it has enabled us to be much more profitable. So I would say that our jobs are routinely 25% more profitable than our typical print job. So that's been huge for us. And that differentiation has also just been a game changer. Because we're able to do both, not just print, but all that creative before it goes to print. Oftentimes we would be competitors of not just other printers, but also advertising agencies. So the fact that we could start and do that whole campaign with the creative through to direct mail with digital, advertising agencies are not doing that. Right. They are very proficient in digital only. But the problem with that is if you only have a hammer, every problem looks like a nail. So And
Sure.
so by having everything together, being able to kind of bring that, the best of everything together, it's really enabled us to be much more differentiated and profitable.
Awesome. Alex, did you have anything to add to that? I mean, is your story similar or? Did we lose Alex? Wait, you might be muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. It didn't show I was being muted, but no, just to add to what Brandy was saying and everything, you know, it's funny. I think I got to meet and be friends with Deborah down at DM 2.0's first conference, and we saw each other in the elevator and started talking, and you know, we were just like, "Holy shit!" Oh, excuse me. No, this is an amazing. Well, this is an amazing thing to marry together, and something that always bothered me as being a printer is when I talk to people about their marketing, they would say, "Well, it's you know, it's got to all be digital," or you know, it was such a print versus digital. And I was like, it can't be that way. You know, they complement each other so well. So when I came across DM 2.0, knowing that I could connect those worlds and make it more effective and ultimately return a higher ROI for my customers, it just made sense. And for what it's done for us as a company is I'm not really looked at as that print salesman anymore. Or like I'm not a commoditized guy that's coming in there. When I actually start talking about, hey, well, I can track your mail. I can add, you know, call tracking to it. We can collect leads and we can show you all this data on a dashboard. They actually start to lean in and they go, well, tell me more about that. And it's done great things for us landing new appointments. And, you know, I've got case studies we can talk about. I don't want to take up too much time, but we had a nonprofit one that we'll just say that the 4-drop campaign paid for the printing and direct mail 38 times over with your offering. So Morgan, you guys got that case study, but
The museum, right?
Yeah, the Holocaust Museum.
Yeah.
It was 2 drops of building awareness and then 2 drops of asking to the leads we generated. And the goal was to raise, you know, $2 million. And we capped out, I think, close to 4 million on $80,000 in print and postage. So, yeah, they're still doing campaigns, and that's what they keep doing, and it's been great in home services. And if my ADD is taking over and I'm taking us down a rabbit hole, tell me to shut up.
Thanks, Alex. No, I mean it's just wonderful that this has had the ability and opportunity to drive such good results for you, be a differentiator, a unique selling proposition, but more importantly, it's added a lot of value for your clients, right? And I think that's most important, and it really creates that stickiness with mail, right? And when you're driving those kind of results for a client, they're going to be a lot less likely to say, I don't know if I want to look at using direct mail anymore, or maybe I want to shift my budget into digital, right? Because they're getting so much bang for their buck with the direct mail. They're seeing that tracking, they're seeing that reporting, and there's that stickiness there, right? So
Absolutely.
Really good stuff. Deborah, what are your thoughts on digital mails and offering? In your opinion, is there a need for this, and why?
Couple of years ago, I would do a presentation, and one of the sections would be talking about holes in the wine list. You know, everybody thinks that they have a restaurant and they have this wine list that pairs with all the food, and then all of a sudden, a very crafty wine distributor comes along and says, yes, you have a lovely wine list that pairs with all your food, but do you know that you're missing one wine here and one wine there? Now, if somebody's bringing that additional value to the table and can help you see things that you don't see, can help you serve your customers in a way that you're not currently doing, and can also give you all the other wines you already have, why would you not want to work with that company? And that is how I think about direct mail 2.0. It is the hole in the wine list that I guarantee most of your competition out there is not tapping into. And there are reasons for that, but mostly I feel it's because it is technology becomes this overwhelming thing. It's not what we're good at. It's not what we do. But if you've ever had the honor and privilege of attending a Direct Mail 2.0 conference, they help you. They will freaking sell it for you. They will help you do everything. I mean, I remember the first couple of conferences I went to, you were just trying to tell people what the product was. And I was sitting next to people writing checks. And I was like, what is going on at this conference? And when they embraced that you were really there to support them. So that's what I would say. This should be a no-brainer for everybody to at least look into. If you cannot adopt it for some reason, fine. But at least you know it's there, and at least it's something you can strive to. But if it is for you, or you can make it work for you, which you should be able to do, it is super important. Direct Mail 2.0 can help you. If I can just say one other thing that I learned at your conference, that I repeat these things because I think that they are so important. I recall a case study for a what's it called? I'm sorry, a university.
Oh,
And the university sent out postcards and was getting people, and it was easy enough to track who was on the website. Doesn't mean you have to contact them, but you can still understand that they were there.
Yeah.
And they were able you have a lot of tools that help people match addresses and social media and all this other stuff. But the most interesting thing to me was that the colleges were able to see the IP addresses that were consistently clicking on financial aid information.
Mm-hmm.
And that enabled the printer to go back to the school and say, we have a list of people who are probably further down the sales cycle, so to speak. Let's specifically start sending them financial aid information. And that actually helps customers print smarter, which means that they can add a little more money to the direct mail to track it, and they don't have to uselessly spray and pray in the Printerverse. Sorry, I told you I could go on and on about direct mail.
No, I mean, it's a good point, because personalization in mail is so integral. And in today's current time and space, customers are wanting more targeted mailing lists. And that's a great way to do that, is to tap into technology that can provide you ammunition and that information where you can cohesively put that type of a campaign together. And they actually got a 25% response rate on that mail campaign. And, it makes sense, right? Because it's the right people at the right place at the right time with the right offer. It's checking off all the boxes of an effective marketing strategy. So, it's just proving the pudding of what technology can do to help make mail more effective. So, yep. But I think that we're already out of time here. So
No, go ahead. We started a little late.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll definitely get to your other questions. Yeah.
Cognizant of the time. So, I just wanted to kind of throw in this one more question, because I think it's so integral, right? And I think a big challenge in the print industry is the attraction of workers, right? We need to make print look more sexy and more attractive and attract this younger demographic, especially from a sales perspective, right? We've got account managers that are aging out, or they're just managing their accounts, and we need to get some thirsty hunter salespeople into this industry that want to go out and tell people how amazing direct mail is and how amazing print is, and go out there and sell it. So, I mean, Deborah, do you think a technology like this can help attract a younger sales force to the print industry?
I mean, anything having to do with technology should be an attractive thing to a Gen Zer in some fashion. And then as long as they understand that how important their role is in the company to help this technology move forward, they might understand it faster than somebody else that's already in the print shop. But to actually just let them have at it and give you feedback on what they think about it and the messaging they would share about it, instead of like trying to force feed technology. No, this is what we use it for, and this is how we sell it. Just say, have at it. You look at it. How would you sell it to somebody your age? How would you use it? Don't listen to about how I use it. How would you use it? And I think that there is a real opportunity to make them thought leaders in the printing companies instead of entry-level employees who just get things dumped on them. So I think it is a gateway to more communication employees, for sure, communication channels.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, and Brandy, do you feel like this technology has given you an edge, from a sales perspective, not just for, acquiring new revenue streams from your existing customers, but having that opportunity to go out and present something different and acquire new mail business?
Well, I think Alex really said it well when he said he's giving a presentation and people are leaning in. It's just completely night and day with this technology, because previous to that, it was just direct mail. We were doing digital, but digital was kind of standalone. But to enable to have everything work seamlessly together. And what we're hearing, or what I'm hearing more and more when I'm talking to new clients, is that they are doing more with less people. Everybody's busy. They've got, there's lots of turnover. And so the people that are there are often tasked with doing a much larger lift in the marketing campaigns they're doing. So the fact that they're able to see everything from a campaign in one dashboard, it's just huge. I mean, that's really where their ears are perking up. And, I like to say previously how we did it is we might drop a direct mail campaign. Over here, we might also send an email separately. We'd be doing a digital campaign separately. And so then we'd kind of have to report that back differently. We'd have a separate technology for doing the call tracking. We'd have separate reporting for the retargeting. And so to have everything in one spot, it's just been amazing. Our clients are just,
We're streamlined. Yeah.
It's streamlined and saved people. And not only, I mean, you've heard Alex and, Deborah talk about, case studies and how much more profitable it is, but it bears repeating or bears mentioning that the time savings are something that people often aren't aware of. But when you're presenting that and you talk about, how long does it take you to take the results from all of these different pieces of technologies on your marketing campaign and aggregate it together. So now not only is all that technology aggregated in one place, but you can quickly compare previous campaigns. It's amazing. Convert.
Thanks so much, Brandy. Alex, anything to add to that?
A few things, and I'll do it as quickly as I can based on time. But Morgan, to reference your last question as far as drawing younger talent in the industry, to our last two sales reps hires. Now, one of them was a senior salesperson who'd been doing it for a while, but she heard about our omni-channel offering, and that was very appealing to her because she wanted to come on board because she had heard about it. And just like Brandy was saying, it was also siloed and clunky wherever else she heard it. And she's like, wait, this is one dashboard and it's all encompassing within one campaign. I was like, yeah, this is exactly how it works. Yeah. And she's doing great with it. Andrea. And Patrick was a young sales guy who came into our company, and he wanted to leave the industry. But when he came across us and everything we were doing, he was just like, no, I really think I can sell this. Now he's ramping up and everything, but two additional sales reps that we, without DM 2.0, that was a big draw in for them. So that's the first thing. We've had customers leave to go get a cheaper printer based on, they could save a few bucks on their direct mail campaign. And they came back because they're like, well, they just can't provide the data you guys provided on the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
The last two things, the third thing I'm about to say that I really shouldn't admit, but you're going to love it, Morgan, and I haven't told you yet, but we had a call tracking issue where a customer had decided to stop DM 2.0's campaign, and I told them, you need to update the call tracking number because the call tracking number is not going to work. And they sent new files. They never updated it. They didn't catch it. So the old call tracking number for DM 2.0 ended up printing on there. And guess what? They called me in a month and say, our phone calls have dropped off. What is going on? And I said, hey, I told you your call tracking number is going to be deactivated, and you guys never updated the number. So while I feel terrible that that happened, it proves that much more that the only place that call tracking number was on was their direct mail piece.
Yeah.
They estimated they'd missed out on like 80 phone calls in a month.
Wow.
So there's a lot of opportunity there. And so again, like every one of us who's been in printing, you know, all the printers listening, you all know that that's happened to you before too. So don't act like it hasn't. But
Yeah.
But then finally, the lead match pixel code, it's a catch-all for everything you're doing. So it's not just for the direct mail. If they could be running email campaigns, they could be running other Google ads, they could be running so many other campaigns that has nothing to do with the printer, yet we are the ones providing them with all the physical mailing addresses of all their other marketing efforts for pennies on what a usual lead would cost. What's the average cost of the lead? I think I don't know, in most industries, B2B, I heard it was $180. They can get
approximately. On average, that's the average cost of a lead. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, here's your lead for 30 cents. Thanks. I mean, like, it's just, and Deborah, I don't know if you remember this line, but God, I can't remember her name, but I learned so much from her at Market Edge. She had said her line that I've been using nonstop since then was, so you're going to pay 38 cents for postage, and you're not going to pay for what less cost than postage, and you're going to get 14 or 15 more touches. Help me understand why you'd pay for postage and not get any information, but for just less than that, you could get this many more touches and gather this much information. Help me understand why you wouldn't want to do that. And when they sit around and think about it, they go, yeah. All right, well, let me go back to my team and figure out how to make this work. So, and I'll finish with your guys just helping us sell it, and the co-sales and everything else has just been so huge, and you know, a big part of our success. So couldn't be better partners in that way.
Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You are welcome.
I'd love to say one more thing if I can, then we'll wrap it up, Morgan. You mentioned it in the beginning, but just in case it didn't go through people's ears into their brain, you can white label Direct Mail 2.0 to a unique service that nobody else has, like Direct Mail Accelerator, Response Ranger. I don't care what you call it, but people can't price it out if they don't know what's behind it. And Direct Mail 2.0 is not trying to own that space. They just want to help you do better. So I will kick it back to you to wrap up, and then you have a breakout room, and then we're going to start the next session after a commercial break. Go ahead, Morgan. Wrap it up.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you, Alex and Brandy. I mean, you guys have been amazing partners to Direct Mail 2.0, and they're just wonderful people to work with in general. I mean, if you're looking for direct mail marketing services, I would highly recommend either one of them. Deborah, thank you so much for your contribution to our panel. So anybody that would like to learn a little bit more about omnichannel marketing or our Direct Mail 2.0 platform, I'm going to hop over into our breakout room and do a quick demo. And so I really appreciate the inclusion today, Deb, and thanks everybody. Have a great evening.
Thanks everybody. We will be right back after a short commercial break with Trish Makowski, Daniel Dejan, and Vicky Stroll. Try to keep calm, everybody. We'll be right back.